Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Goal Show. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 38 here on a lovely day after some beautiful, lovely football that we have watched the past weekend and week, not really, but weekend. Oh my days, it was such a game. It was a game. It was a match of football. Let's see the least, but we'll go over the Champions League in a bit. Well, everybody, welcome watching the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram Reels, and all of that. You can watch us on Desiree Douay's Boots. God, they are magic. But everybody, welcome to the show. Let's first introduce you to my co-hosts to the show. First, it is the man who likes Atletico Madrid. His name is Paulinho. How are you, mate?
I'm good, host. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm decent. And Mr.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And also a second host. He is a fan of AC Roma and Juventus. How are you, Mr. Reginio?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm Desiree doing. That was good. Sorry. I'm so funny. Everybody, welcome watching the show. Let us first get into our first segment of the show, which is indeed the breaking news of world football, where we talk about the breaking news going on in, guess what? World football. So yes, the first breaking news is indeed about 2 dead and hundreds arrested in violent clashes across France as PSG fans celebrate first Champions League. Oh my god. 2 people have died and a police officer is in a coma after Paris Saint-Germain celebrations turned ugly across France. The French Giants had never won the Champions League, but they did so in style with a 5-0 thumping of the Italian club. Back home in Paris, it appears through some fans kickstarted the celebrations early as they took to the streets. However, there were unsavory scenes in the city as the police stepped in to control the excited crowds. Video on social media show PSG supporters running in front of cars on the motorway during the early stages of the second half. On Champs-Élysées, bus shelters were smashed up and projectiles were hurled at police. Tear gas and water cannons were used to push back the surging crowds. And yes, it was bloody crazy. And the Interior Ministry provided assessments of Sunday morning that was 559 people have been arrested, including 491 Paris, with led to 320 being placed in police custody. 254 of them were in Paris. 2 people were reported dead, while 192 believed to have been injured. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, there was people. Yeah, a 17-year-old boy was stabbed to death in the city of Dax, while a man was killed in Paris with his scooter was hit by a car. And yes, wow, that was, I mean, it's crazy. You would think that the PSG would have lost the Champions League final due to this kind of news, but nope, they won, but they celebrated in true Parisian style with destroying everything. It looked like the riots in America and 20 whatever it was, but lovely stuff. Okay, not lovely stuff, but yeah. Hopefully everybody's okay in Paris, but okay. Mr. Paulinho, 1 or 2 words about these riots in Paris after PSG won.
Passion, question mark?
Okay, interesting. And Mr. Reginio, 1 or 2 words about these riots in Paris after they did win the champs.
These riots are not football.
That's fantastic. We like that. Oh, not the riots, but we do like the answer. All right, well, everybody, that was indeed that breaking news. On to the next one. So, the next breaking news is indeed about Liverpool could be forced to pay the biggest ever British transfer fee as Florian Wirtz's offer is rejected. Bayern Leverkusen have rejected Liverpool's 199 million British pounds bid for Florian Wirtz. The Bundesliga club are believed to be still demanding 126 million pounds, which would smash the British transfer record. That is currently held by Chelsea, who paid around 115 million pounds for Moises Caicedo in 2023. The Reds recently launched the 109 million pound offer to bring Bayer Leverkusen playmaker to the Anfield. Personal terms have already been agreed between both parties, with the 22-year-old having eyed only the Merseyside club. The Germany international's preference has seen Man City and Bayern München accept defeat. The pursuit, with only Liverpool at the table to secure his services. Yeah, okay, interesting. That's a bloody hell, that's a lot of money. Okay, 126 million pounds. Wow. Okay, Leverkusen are a bit greedy, but fair enough. They can buy a whole squad with that. Oh, okay, well, lovely stuff. Okay, Mr. Virginio, 1 or 2 words about this gigantic amount of pounds for Wirtz.
That's what I call a big yikes.
It is big yikes. Thank you, mate. Okay, Mr. Polino, 1 or 2 words about this Florian Wirtz gigantic offer that would make them a Qatari club with that money.
Worth it.
Worth it. Okay, fair. Yes, shout out to him. Wirtz back in the building. All right, lovely stuff. On to the next breaking news. The next breaking news is indeed about sad to be leaving. Tottenham sacked manager days after successful end to Premier League season. Who are we talking about? A few dismissals in the Premier League history have been more cutthroat than Harry Redknapp's from Tottenham. The popular manager was be given his marching orders, and by who? That is indeed Ange Postecoglou of Tottenham, by chairman Daniel Levy at the end of 2011-2012, having just guided Spurs to the fourth place finish in 3 years. Redknapp's departure brought to an end the progressive of the 4 years spell at White Hart Lane, having transformed the club into regular contenders for European football during this time. Poch sacking seemed to become a recurrent theme in North London, with the several managers since finding themselves in similar situations. Mauricio Pochettino as well too in the Champions League final, Antonio Conte as well too in the top 4 draw, and many more. But now the newest one is Ange Postecoglou getting sacked after his major trophy win, after Spurs finally winning a trophy in 17 years with Europa League glory. Oh my god, Mr. Daniel Levy, you are interesting. I mean, I get it, yes, maybe they're not up to par, but still, I mean, try to keep him. He just won a bloody trophy for y'all, but okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Mr. Polino, 1 or 2 words about Mr. Ange Postecoglou getting the boot from Daniel Levy at Spurs Tottenham.
Well, the third season's always better than the second.
Yeah. He usually wins stuff in his third season. He says that, right? Yep. Okay, Mr. Reginio, 1 or 2 words about Mr. Big Ange, the Australian, getting the boot on the Barbie. Lol.
I think that's undeserving.
Yep. Okay. Agreed. Okay, lovely stuff. On to the next breaking news. So the next breaking news is indeed about stunting Lotus Flower Stadium with 100,000 capacity was left in derelict after club expelled from the league. A 1.36 billion pound stadium that was supposed to be bigger than the Wembley has left half built around 2 years. In 2020, the most successful side in Chinese football, Guangzhou FC, began work on a new 100,000 capacity stadium, which was designed to look like a lotus flower. If you can see on screen, it looks beautiful. Having been taken over by the Evergrande Group in 2010, Guangzhou went to win 8 league titles in the next 9 years, with their owners keen to be putting the stamp on the club. The Chinese outfit went under the name of Guangzhou Evergrande until the country's FA restrictions prevented it, while it was also proposed that the new stadium would be named after the investors. Plans for Evergrande Stadium was unveiled in April 2020, as well as boasting the lotus-shaped structure. The huge venue was poised to surpass the Barcelona's Camp Nou as the world's largest purpose-built stadium. And yes, having initially hoped to complete the stadium by December 2022, the crippling debts threw the date into doubt, with the Evergrande Group reported to owe a staggering £220 billion. Despite the woes, the company, who are the largest property developers, still proceed with the construction. However, in 2021 of November, when the Chinese government intervened, that seized the stadium from them. Yikes, that sucks. And yeah, as a result, the stadium was left unfinished and abandoned for almost 2 years, with photos from the time showing the lower tier of the ground to be almost complete. Oh, that's so sad, actually. This looks like a beautiful stadium. I would love to see this. I hope it continues to go on. So, shout out Guangzhou FC. I mean, that would be an amazing, beautiful stadium if it happens. Okay, lovely stuff. Mr. Guigno, 1 or 2 words about this dismantle of the stadium.
Could we buy it?
Yes, we could. This looks like something Blue Lock would play in, honestly. It looks beautiful.
Exactly.
Lovely stuff. Okay, Mr. Polino, 1 or 2 words about Guangzhou FC and no stadium. We all cry.
Pretty and pink.
Oh, like that. Pink Pony Club. Shout out. Okay, lovely stuff. On to the next breaking news. Oof, this is
My Little Pony Club.
Oh, thank you, mate. So the next breaking news is indeed about Crystal Palace set for crunch meeting with UEFA as they risk being kicked out of the Europa League. Crystal Palace are set to be fined out whether they will be cleared to appear in the next season's Europa League. The FA Cup winners will hold a crunch meeting with UEFA to representatives on Tuesday to plead the case to complete in Europa for the first time. Oliver Glasner's side qualified for the continent's secondary club competition, beating Manchester City at Wembley last month to secure their first ever major trophy. It books a Palace and the fans a ticket to European tour, but the Premier League outfit must show UEFA's club financial control body on Tuesday that they do not fall foul of its multi-club ownership rules. So if you didn't already know, John Textor holds 43% stake in Palace through his company's Eagle Football and is also the owner of the French club Lyon, who qualified for Europa League with 6th place finish in Ligue 1. No individual is allowed to have a significant say in the running of two clubs competing in the side of UEFA competition, and the club financial control body would have to make a ruling of a potential breach. Ooh, that is so sad. I mean, if Palace don't go in Europa League, that'd be so sad. Honestly, I trust them more in Europa than Lyon, because Lyon, they're kind of a finished club right now, especially financial-wise. Wow. Okay, interesting stuff. I guess we'll follow up more about that once that happens. Interesting. Mr. Reguinho, 1 or 2 words about Crystal Palace possibly not getting in Europa League. Right.
That would actually be unfortunate.
It would be very unfortunate. Mr. Paulinho, 1 or 2 words about this devastating news about Palace not getting Europa League.
No!
Okay, I like that. That was very, very sentimental. That sounded like a sound effect. That was good. Okay. Okay, on to the last breaking news of the show. So, the next breaking news is indeed about Joe Bellingham, actually. Champions League club believe Joe Bellingham wants to sign for them. Ooh. So, yes, Borussia Dortmund believe Joe Bellingham wants to join them ahead of the transfer rivals. The Sunderland midfielder has been attracting interest from European clubs this summer. Bellingham previously held talks with Eintracht Frankfurt of a potential move to the Bundesliga side. The 19-year-old jetted to Germany just days after the Championship playoff final to visit the club's facilities. Frankfurt will compete in the Champions League next season, having come third in the German top flight. However, Dortmund are in the lead in the race for Bellingham's signature. Personal terms are not expected to be an issue, although a deal will still need to be agreed with the Black Cats, which is indeed Sunderland. Bellingham has 3 years remaining in his contract at the Stadium of Light. After seeing an extension last summer, Niko Kovac's side are preparing a 110th consecutive league in the Champions League after ending the Bundesliga campaign 4th, and that is indeed Frankfurt. And 1997 champions will compete in the Club World Cup in USA later in the month. Oh, that's Dortmund. Oopsie. Okay, interesting stuff. I mean, if Joe goes to the Bundesliga, I mean, that Dortmund, yes, it is great to improve yourself as a youngster, and I get it, but Frankfurt, that could be sehr cool. That is sehr cool, sehr cool. Okay, lovely stuff. Mr. Paulinho, 1 or 2 words about Joe Bellingham going to Frankfurt or Dortmund. Which one would you pick for him?
Sehr kalt. I think it would. Well, I think he'll go to Dortmund.
Yep.
It's in the blood.
Yep, it's in the blood gang. Okay, love that.
Yellow blood.
Mr. Reguinho, what about you, mister? What do you think? Dortmund or Frankfurt?
Barcelona, so he could have a 1v1 against his brother.
That's fantastic. I love that. Brexit all the way. Okay,
Yes.
no, I don't mean it like that.
Playing 1 against 1.
I meant the tackle. Okay, well, everybody, that was indeed the breaking news for this show. So now we are going on to the top 5 leagues in Europe with first the Premier League. So let's go over the league table, as we already went over the match day last week. So first place in the Premier League is indeed Liverpool. Second is Arsenal. Third, Manchester City. Fourth, Chelsea. Fifth, Newcastle. Sixth, Aston Villa. And seventh, Nottingham Forest. And 12th, Crystal Palace. Why did I say them? You'll know in a second. 17th Tottenham. Why did I say them? You'll know in a second. In 18th place Leicester City, 19th Ipswich Town, and 20th Southampton. So what's with that? The Champions League teams that are going to be competing next season is indeed Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Tottenham since they won Europa League. The teams that are going to be in Europa League next season in the Premier League is Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. The team is going to be in Conference League is indeed Nottingham Forest. The teams that are relegated from the Premier League this season is indeed Leicester City, Ipswich Town, and Southampton going down. Very sad, very cry. All right, lovely stuff. The top goal scorers for the Premier League this season was indeed Mohamed Salah with 29 goals for Liverpool. Amazing. Second is Alexander Isak with 23 goals for Newcastle. And third is Erling Haaland with 22 goals for Manchester City. Top players them. Okay, lovely stuff. Mr. Reguinho, if I can just have one sentence of you about Liverpool this season, could you please tell me?
One sentence. They did what they had to do to secure the win and the title.
Love that. Love that. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, what about you, mate? One sentence for Liverpool about this season. On a slot, in the lot, making a hat, in the back. That's a rhyme. I'm so good at rhyming. I'm like Dr. Seuss over here. Okay. Well, if you don't want to talk, it's okay. I understand. It's a tough thing to talk about.
Which is a tough thing to talk about. What was the question?
What's your one sentence you have for Liverpool this season?
Did not finish as strong as they needed to.
They won.
In all competitions.
Okay. No, I'm talking about Premier League, just Premier League.
I don't think they finished as strongly as they could have in the Premier League either.
Okay, interesting. 84 points. Yeah, fair.
But
all right.
They sorted out really well. Good job.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay, well, everybody, on to the next. I pressed the wrong button. We're gonna do this one. Thank you, everybody. Well, everybody, on to the next league, which is indeed the La Liga, the Spanish league where they speak Espanol. Lovely stuff. First place is indeed Barcelona. They won. Congratulations. Second is Real Madrid. Third is Atletico Madrid. Fourth is Athletic Bilbao. Fifth is Villarreal. Sixth is Real Betis. Seventh is Celta Vigo. And eighth is Real Vallecano. 18th place is Leganes. 19th Las Palmas. And 20th is Valladolid. Teams that qualify for Champions League next season in La Liga is indeed Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, fourth Athletic Bilbao, and fifth Villarreal. The teams that are in Europa League next season is indeed Real Betis, Anthony, and Celta Vigo. And eighth, the teams that qualify for Conference League is indeed just Real Vallecano. And the teams that got relegated is Leganes, Las Palmas, and Valladolid. Sad times for them. The top goal scorers for La Liga this season was indeed first Kylian Mbappe with 31 goals for Real Madrid. Wow, what a season for the Frenchman. Second is Robert Lewandowski with 27 goals for Barcelona. Still, shout out to him. He's old but doing great. Third is Ante Budimir, the Croatian, with 21 goals for Osasuna. Underrated. All right, love this stuff. Okay, I'll do the same thing as I did last time. Mr. Reguinho, one sentence for Barcelona this season.
Madrid's worst nightmare this season.
Ooh, I like that. Feisty and very controversial. Mr. Paulinho, what about you, mate? One sentence for Barcelona. Said it correctly because I have to be Catalan. I think that's yes. Okay.
Yes. They overachieved compared to beginning expectations.
Okay. I love that.
And they were well set up for the future.
I like that even more. Very nice. Okay. Didn't mean to make that sensual, but okay, moving on. All right, well, everybody, on to the next league. So the next league is indeed about the Bundesliga, which is the German league, where they speak German and play in Germany. Crazy stuff, that. Well, first place in Bundesliga is indeed Bayern München, who won. Congratulations to them. Jawohl. Second is Bayern Leverkusen. Third is Eintracht Frankfurt. And fourth is Borussia Dortmund. Fifth, Freiburg. And sixth, Mainz. Down the table, 16th, Heidenheim. 17th is Holstein Kiel. And 18th place is Bochum. Less lovely stuff. So the teams that did qualify for Champions League next season in the Bundesliga is indeed first, Bayern München. Second, Bayern Leverkusen. Third, Eintracht Frankfurt. And fourth, Borussia Dortmund. The team that is in the Europa League next season is indeed Freiburg. Shout out to them. And also, the team that is in Conference League next season is indeed Mainz. And teams that got relegated is indeed Holstein Kiel and Bochum and Heidenheim. I believe they played a playoff, but I'm pretty sure they won because they are miles ahead of any under Bundesliga side. All right, the top goal scorers for Bundesliga this season was indeed first Harry Kane with 26 goals for Bayern München. No surprise, him doing great. Second, actually tied with second, is indeed Patrick Schick for Bayern Leverkusen and Sergio Ashi for Dortmund, who both got 21 goals. Great strikers. Patrick Schick still kicking it out, and Kvaratskhelia doing great stuff. All right, lovely stuff. I mean, this might not be expected, but maybe. Mr. Reginho what's the sentence for Bayern München for winning the league?
Congratulations to Harry Kane. He deserves it.
Okay, fair enough. Very humble. Mr. Paulinho, what's the sentence for Bayern München winning the league in Bundesliga?
Both curses evened out.
Oh, everybody's so humble today. Let me just do this for everybody because very quiet. Okay, lovely stuff. That was indeed the Bundesliga. On to the next league, which is indeed the Serie A, the Italian league where they speak Italiano crazy. And they play in Italy, crazy stuff. All right, well, the winner of Serie A is first place, Napoli. Second is Inter Milano, falling short. Third is Atalanta. Fourth is Juventus. Fifth is Roma. And sixth is Fiorentina. And down the table, 18th place is Empoli, 19th place is Venezia, and 20th place is Monza. The teams that are going to be playing in Champions League next season is indeed first Napoli, second Inter, third Atalanta, and fourth Juventus. The team's going to be playing in Europa League next season in Serie A is Roma. And team that's going to play in Conference League is indeed next year Fiorentina. Shout out to them. All right, lovely stuff. The teams that are going to be relegated from Serie A this season, sadly, is indeed Empoli, Venezia, and Monza. Sad times for them. The top goal scorers for Serie A this season was indeed first Matteo Retegui. Shout out to him. Such a great player. 25 goals for Atalanta. Second is Moise Kean with 90 goals for Fiorentina. Great player. And third is Adamel Lukman with 15 goals for Atalanta. Still doing great stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay. Mr. Reginho, what's the sentence you have for Napoli winning the Scudetto for Napoli? It's a wow. It's a big wow.
Congratulations to Napoli. Good luck to Juventus, and I'm surprised Roma actually didn't qualify for champions.
Your boy Lukaku, excuse me.
Yeah, well, I'm not mad at the team. I don't hate the team. I just don't like him.
Oh, he sends you kisses every night, though. Come on.
I don't know who I don't like more, Lautaro or him.
It's definitely Lautaro Martinez.
It probably is.
Lovely stuff. Okay, Mr. Paulinho, one sentence for Serie A. Title winners Napoli. Ba-boom.
Absolute scenes. McSauce? Question mark.
Ooh, yes, McTominay. I mean, we'll do a whole Serie A segment another time, but yes, McSauce, agreed. Okay, lovely stuff. That was indeed Serie A. On to the last European league, which is indeed the Ligue, which is the French league where they speak French and play in Francais. The winners of Ligue is first place, PSG. Surprise, surprise. Second is Marseille. Third is Monaco. Fourth is Nice. Fifth is Lille. And sixth is Lyon. Down the table, teams that got relegated possibly is Saint-Étienne and Montpellier, and Reims possibly getting it out. Alright, and the teams, yes, that was weird, I don't know what I said, but the top goal scorers for Ligue 1 at the moment is the first Mason Greenwood, and tied with Ousmane Dembele, lovely stuff for them, and Ahmad Koubendou with 17 goals for Rennes. Good job, good job. But yes, the teams that qualified in Champions League for Ligue 1 is indeed PSG, Marseille, and Monaco. Good job to them, shout outs to them. The team that qualified for Europa League in Ligue 1 next season is indeed Nice, and the team that qualified for Conference League next season is Lille. And also the team that qualified for Europa League is Lyon, since they won some competition. I do not know what they won. Paulinho, do you have anything to know about why Lyon is in Europa League?
They're in the Euro. I thought they're in the Conference League.
Are they in Conference
I
League?
don't know why they're in the.
No, they're in Europa League because, like, remember the news earlier with Crystal Palace going to Europa League, and
We'll get back to you. I'll do some research.
thank you, such a smart man. Look at him; he's handsome too. Everybody, girls, everybody.
Really?
Dude,
Yes.
I'm into guys. Come on.
Okay, sorry guys. I said guys and girls,
And girls. Dude, I'm both sides, to be honest.
just like Darth Vader was. Love that. Okay, Mr. Reginio, 1 or 2 words about PSG this year for Ligue 1 only.
They were playing in career mode or something. I don't know. Too easy.
Yes, too easy. Agreed. Mr. Paulinho, 1 sentence for PSG winning Ligue 1. I know it's hard. It's very hard.
Oh, dominant.
Ooh, I like that. There's a lot of dominant stuff that happens, especially with Paulinho.
Oh.
Oh. Well, what side am I on?
This one.
Oh.
That's- Okay.
Well, it says that. What side? What place is Lyon there in there?
6. They're on 6.
Okay. Well, I looked it up, and it says on Wikipedia that Strasbourg ended in Conference League, and
What?
that Lyon and Lille ended up getting Europa League, and then the top 4 are Champions League.
What the bloody hell?
I think Google did an update because the top 4 should all be Champions League. 4th place should be a qualification spot for Champions League, like they go into the qualifying round. And then 5 and 6 are supposed to be in the new format. 5 and 6 are supposed to be Europa League, and 7 is supposed to
I see.
be. Yeah, so Google is not caught up.
Okay, see,
They're
I
not
see
with the times.
I see Google now. It says PSG, Marseille, and Monaco. Those only get Champions League, and then 4th Nice.
They get automatic, yeah. And then 4th is 3rd round qualifying of Champions League.
What the? It says Europa League on this, and then it says 5th and 6th is Conference League.
Well, Wikipedia says otherwise.
Actually, wait. No, you're right. Okay, the colors are different. So the blue right here. These are Champions League group stage, and then this is the qualifier. And then
Yeah, Conference League doesn't have a color next to it.
it doesn't. You're right. Yeah, blue.
So
Blue is Europa League.
maybe they don't count it as a competition.
That's racist and
Oh,
sexist. And
okay, well, I'm with that, so.
ageist. Yes. Okay, well, everybody, that is more you know. All right, on to the next 2 leagues that, of course, the GOAT leagues. MLS and Saudi Pro League with Messi and Ronaldo. Yes. I mean, Inter Milan's in 6th place. That's kind of cool. And Saudi Pro League is finished, and Ronaldo finished 3rd with Al Nassr, which means they do not qualify for Champions League in Asia. Is he moving away? Possibly. All right, lovely stuff. That was MLS and Saudi Pro League. Very quick segment. Well, everybody. Oh my God. Now we're going to get into what happened this past weekend, which is indeed the Champions League. Oh my God. It was a great time. Not really. It was Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain in the final in München. Who won? It was indeed Paris Saint-Germain. Congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain for winning their first ever Champions League UEFA trophy. Congratulations to them in UEFA. Yeah, big stuff for them. And Desiree Doué, man of the match for him. And yeah, it makes sense for him, honestly. Well, yeah, I mean, Champions League, what happened? It was indeed Paris 5, Inter Milan 0. Okay, let's go over it. This is terrible, but we all expected a better game. I mean, I said for my prediction, I said 1-1 in extra time, then Inter Milan to win it 2-1 in extra time. Wow. And then typical German guy said 2-1 for Inter Milan in the first half. So crazy stuff there. Okay, well, let's get into the match. So yes, it was Hakimi who scored in 12th minute first. Well, Paris Saint-Germain, it was a nice little tap-in, I'd say so myself. The next, it was Desiree Doué scoring in the 20th minute. Beautiful stuff from him. Deflection, yes, indeed, but it counts. It went in. And then again, Desiree Doué, 63rd minute. Lovely stuff from him, doing a beautiful amount of skill and passing with the midfield to score. And then next it was Kvaratskhelia with a nice little drag back from the midfielder to him to go against Soma and just slotting him to the bottom left corner. Beautiful stuff from the Georgian. And then PSG Academy player came on, my Lulu, and scored in the 86th minute with a nice smashing goal against Soma to hit his left-hand side of the post to go in. And yes, shout out to him, great player. Okay, well, yes, the key stats for the match, it was indeed possession-wise, 59% possession for Paris and 41% possession for Inter Milan. The total attempts on target was indeed 23 for Paris Saint-Germain and only 22 for Inter Milan. And then corners taken 4-6 for Inter Milan. And then pass on accuracy 91-83 for Paris Saint-Germain. And yes, yeah, that's kind of stats as well too. But interesting stuff. Goalkeepers didn't really have to make that much stuff. So 2 saves versus 3 saves for Inter Milan. And yeah, interesting stuff. Okay. Yeah, I guess I can just ask my guest. Just give me a little spurt of what you thought about this final, and I'll go ahead and ask Mr. Virginio first, since he was there with me at the Inter Milan pub downtown in Chicago. There was a lot of Italian swear words being thrown, especially the guy next to us, Mr. Virginio. I'm sure you heard him.
Yeah, I heard him a lot. I honestly expected a lot more from Inter Milan.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was going to be a tough game just because PSG have been dominating every game they've played, like the whole season too. In their domestic league, they've been dominating. So I knew it was going to be a tough game, especially since Inter struggled against Barca. And the only reason why they won against Barca is because they had, I want to say, a more defensive side that game. And they tried to play the same way against PSG, but PSG just had way too many fast players. And Vitinha in the midfield is insane. Like, that guy was like everywhere,
Jesus
passing the ball
Christ.
around.
He's a Portuguese Iniesta.
Yeah. And it was gonna be a tough game. They were gonna play counter, and unfortunately, it didn't go to their favor. So
It did not.
better luck next time.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, and then maybe I don't know. Maybe just not play Lautaro Martinez, and they'll probably score a goal.
Listen here, Inter Milan. You heard it here first from Mr. Reguinho. He knows his ball in balls.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely stuff. Mr. Polina, you got a little spurt you want to say about this Champions League final? You were in the shower during the first goal.
Indeed. So I missed the Hakimi goal. I was thinking like Inter's going to sit back. PSG didn't score a crazy amount of goals throughout the knockout stages. So I was kind of expecting a tighter game for the first half, but no. PSG surprised me, and so did Inter. It's kind of sad, some of the performances we saw, like Serie, you could clearly see that he was pretty past it in terms of age.
Oh, yes.
Whereas against Barcelona, at least after he scored, he looked pretty alive. But this game, he just kind of kept getting done up.
Yep. He had 2 chances for headers, though, to score. And
I was going to say Inter's only real chances were really on corners. I think Acerbi had a pretty good chance from, I can't remember what the score was at the time. It might have been, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'd guess. I mean, it was 2-0 for a while. But I know there was one that Marcus Thuram had. Actually, I don't think Lautaro Martinez had a single chance that game. But there was one that Marcus Thuram had at 2-0.
Yeah, he could have scored it.
Back post. And that was a big moment because especially finals are literally just about moments. And I think that was his. And then his next moment came when they were 5-0 down. So he didn't put either of them away. But at least he got chances. It looked like Lautaro had a really tough time getting on the end of a lot of stuff. I know they were both playing with injury, but I also think that Inzaghi got a lot of the subs wrong. Like, I don't get bringing on Asllani no matter what the situation is in a Champions League final. I get maybe Çalhanoğlu could have been tired, but the same time, the only useful midfielder on the bench is Zielinski, and a stretch maybe Fortezi, because at least Fortezi can put in some legwork. And he scored in the last game, so maybe you think of keeping his momentum going, but he didn't use either of them this game. And then he also subbed on. He got a little bit unfortunate with Bisek. I mean, Bisek came on, made a run, and got injured almost immediately. And even then, I don't think the run was the smartest thing to do, but he was probably just, they needed someone to carry the ball, That was something they were missing hugely throughout the game. I don't think a lot of their older players like Mkhitaryan and Serie, I don't think they really had very good games. Their midfield was so disconnected from their attack. And PSG just did such a good job pressing. And they have so many players that are so good on both sides of the ball that it's almost impossible to play against them, because especially in the front three, it's so dynamic, but the midfield three as well. You saw everyone from Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, to João Neves, all of them can do every single role in midfield. And they were both everywhere on the field, creating goals, stopping chances, and there was really no way around it. Because I saw someone else on, I want to say TikTok, describe it best. Like, this PSG side pretty much epitomizes total football. Which is funny because Dembele is on the team. All these Barcelona fans are not fans of Dembele.
Yep, very true, mate. Very true.
Yep. He's total football.
He is total football. Okay, what do you think he has a chance now for the golden ball?
I think he's got to be the favorite at this point, especially since he won Champions League Player of the Year over Rafinha. And I think Rafinha's strongest competition by far was the Champions League. He really didn't have an incredible league season. He had a good league season, but he was vastly outshined by Yamal and Pedri in the league.
Yeah, but do we like?
And Dembele only had a good second half of the season, really. But at the same time, that's how they're going to look at it.
Yeah, and I'm also
one of the big competitions.
I'm throwing in a shout. Salah. Like, my things are top is like Salah, Rafinha. I mean, I'm not gonna say Yamal because I feel like Yamal is kind of he's not overrated, but he's hyped up too much.
I just think a lot of it is where the players are at certain points of the season, right? So I think Dembele, since he finished the season so strongly, is going to have a ton of momentum, where Salah didn't finish the season as strongly. So now all of his momentum's gone, even though he had, like, let's say season's 8 months, he had 6 great months out of 8, where Dembele had 5 out of 8. His 5 are looked at more strongly because they're more recent. But I mean, I think one player that you have to, that isn't going to get thrown out there, but has to be, is Kvaratskhelia. I mean, he dragged that Napoli team on his back the first half of the season, pretty much put them 7-8 points clear, then left them, and they almost bottled it. They got within 1 point and had to have a penalty in a different game go their way to win the title. And then he goes to PSG, who finished 23rd, I want to say, in the Champions League qualifying stage.
Yep. Immediately
they turn around once he gets there. I don't know if he was on the field for any of their league losses, but up until a few weeks ago, they were undefeated in the league. You saw what he did in both of the last 2 Champions League legs, like completely locked down Saka whenever Mendes needed help back there. He always went back and covered. Even against Dumfries, this is the worst I've ever seen Denzel Dumfries get physically dominated.
Yes, I saw
Dumfries constantly kept on trying to take him on down the sideline. And I don't know what was going through his head, but it seems like he just never took into account that Kvaratskhelia is faster than him, and he's also 6 feet tall. And
is he 6 feet tall? Oh wow!
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
You wouldn't expect it, but
I mean, the thing is that
he's a physical menace. So big and fast.
The thing that's real. I I heard myself. I hate to say it, but he's not going to be looked at because he's Georgian. It's plain and simple. I mean, I would love for him to win, but I think honestly, especially if there's the what's it called, the Nations League final with Spain and France on Thursday. I mean, this video would already come out on that when it comes out, but I
At
know
the same
it's
time,
semifinals. It's semifinals. It's semifinal. My bad. But yes, if France win the UEFA UEFA Nations League, I'm sure Dembele is gonna take it. But
at the same
Kvaratskhelia,
time, though, I feel like the only people that really, really care about the Ballon d'Or are Messi and Ronaldo fans,
yes,
and whoever they push are going to be the ones that win it. So,
it's true.
Ronaldo fans are going to root for Dembele. I mean, now they've been
Uh,
proven right since he's won the Champions League.
I would not think they push for Mbappe.
Well, Mbappe has just not had a good enough season, and they were all over him for a lot of the season, and Real Madrid didn't win anything. So it's a tough
Mbappe,
push for
31
him.
he had a
goals though.
decent season.
31
It's just that
goals.
Madrid failed him.
And also, if it bodes better for Real Madrid to say, "Oh, he won the Champions League. He won it," because Real Madrid is famous for the Champions League. They've won a lot of Champions League, so it gives them more credit to have another player that won the Champions League win the Ballon d'Or.
Fair.
Gives them more
Fair.
credit in the bank.
Yeah, Real Madrid failed him. He had a decent season, to be honest, and he kind of carried Madrid for a bit.
Mhm.
Whereas Barcelona fans usually they're about eye test, but now that Rafinha is more of a numbers player, and people are pushing for Rafinha, it looks like a contradiction.
Who do you think's gonna like?
Even though Yamal's clearly finished the season better.
Oh yeah,
They spent all season pushing for Rafinha.
I think like over Rafinha or Yamal. Obviously, Rafinha has a better stats, yes, but Yamal has the hype. So
that's true. But I mean, Yamal really didn't have that good of a middle part of the season. Like I think he went, or not even middle part. It was like early middle part. He went like 4 months without scoring. So the league. So I think that's gonna you couldn't really build a case for him at the time, and now that the season's at the end, you can be like, oh, Yamal's clearly better. But Barcelona fans are gonna split their votes. Everyone else is gonna go for Mbappe, including neutrals and Real Madrid fans. And I mean, based on what you see, like you kind of have to give it to him. And I feel like if there were people pushing for Kvaratskhelia, because everyone knew he was the best player in the Serie A when he was there, and now I think it's hard to say that. Well, it's either him or Dembele is the best player in PSG, right?
Yep.
But it's all about who certain people
Who they pick
get behind and who they push to win it at certain times when they have momentum.
Okay, realistically, I think it's gonna be Dembele. That's just me saying that, but yeah, I don't know about you, Reginho.
The Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's definitely gonna be Dembele, just because. I mean, I think it has to do a lot with like if you perform in a big competition like Champions. He scored and he's assisted in semis and finals.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad I'm not seeing Ronaldo or Messi up there.
Well, you could make the argument that Messi, because he kind of quote unquote carried Inter Miami.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it would be insane if he was up there again. Even he would be like, "What the hell am I doing up there?"
Yeah, fair.
But no, I think it's gonna be Dembele, just because he's been more crucial to the overall like goal of PSG. Like because of him, PSG stepped it up a lot. Not only because of him, but like he is a part of stepping up, and I think that just helped him even more.
Fair enough. Okay, well, everybody, that was indeed Champions League. It was a great competition. I kind of wish that Barca played PSG in the final, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next league, which is indeed the next European competition, Europa League. What happened? United and Tottenham. It was indeed Tottenham. We talked about this. They won first trophy in 17 years. It was indeed 1-0 for Tottenham in the final. And yes, Manchester United in the mud. Tottenham still in the mud, but they at least have Champions League next season. So fair enough to them. And yes, and I'm just gonna ask our co-host, just give me 1 or 2 words only about this Tottenham finish, and I will ask first Paulinho. 1 or 2 words about Tottenham winning Europa League.
Winners.
Wow, that's crazy.
Champions.
Ooh.
Trophies.
Wow, that was very good. Mr. Reguinho, 1 or 2 words about Tottenham and the Australians.
Hold up, I'm playing with Pablo. Give me a sec.
Okay, tell Dybala I said hello.
Oh, he's chasing the toy. No, he came back. Honestly, deserved,
Okay.
but I expected more of a fight from Man United.
Oh, fight in Manchester United doesn't go together these days, sadly. Okay,
Yeah, sadly.
very sad. Lovely stuff. That was indeed the Europa League. On to the next European competition, which is indeed the Europa Conference League. It was Real Betis and Chelsea FC. What happened? It was indeed Chelsea FC winning it at Stadium in Wrocław. And yes, shout out to Chelsea now, who has won all the UEFA competitions, Champions League, Europa League, and Europa Conference League. Lovely stuff from them. And it was indeed 1-4 for Chelsea. Yikes. I mean, it looked like Real Betis was going to win it, but Chelsea took over and just battered them in the end with the quality, and also Real Betis getting just tired. Okay, lovely stuff. We did talk about this in another episode, so yeah, same question to Mr. Reguinho. 1 or 2 words about Chelsea winning the Europa Conference League.
Well, Mikhailo Modric actually showed up before the match,
He
and he
won.
gave everybody PEDs.
Mhm.
That's how they ended up scoring that many goals.
There we go. He gave him performance-enhancing drugs. Love that.
Yeah,
But yeah, he does still get a medal as well too, so good for him.
yeah, which is, I mean, yeah, good for him. He didn't really play, but yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice. Okay. Mr. Paulinho, 1 or 2 words for Chelsea winning Europa Conference League.
Antonio.
Yeah, we're not getting Anthony jerseys anymore. Sorry, lads. I mean, I would have, honestly, I
I
would have
think the real
definitely.
story is Anthony ending his
Well, his
loan.
loan is done
at
too.
Betis. And they're not going to be able to afford him.
Damn,
Yeah, no.
that's so sad.
But a trophy for Chelsea.
Yay! They already have so much. Okay, lovely stuff. That was indeed Europa Conference League. On to the next segment of the show, which is indeed the football memes of the week, where we talk about the funny football memes that happened in world football this past week, brought to by Revel Bantus. And here is our mascot, Anthony, looking like he's about to go in, if you know what I mean. Okay, well, Anthony, first meme,
Yo,
yes, is indeed about, if we all know that Squidward watching SpongeBob and Patrick playing outside meme on the screen, it shows PSG celebrating and Mr. Mbappe watching from the window, the team celebrating without him. And the caption just says PSG watching PSG, Mbappe watching PSG lift the UCL trophy. Sad times, Mbappe. You left the club that was not supposed to win ever, and they won. And you didn't win anything. So that's kind of sad. All right. On
that's
to...
Mbappe and Colomwani. Colomwani too.
Oh, it is true. Actually, you're right. Damn, that it's...
I feel bad for them.
I don't. Well, on to the next breaking news. So the next breaking news is indeed about Ballon d'Or. And it shows a picture of Spain and France that are playing each other this next... I don't know if it's a final or is it... I need to do research right now. Is it a final? Let me see. Nations League. I believe it... No, it's okay.
It's quarterfinals.
Semi-final. So Portugal plays Germany. Oh, that's going to be so good too. Oh, scheisse. And Spain playing France on Thursday. Damn. Dude, if Portugal plays France, that's going to be insane because actually, I don't know Portugal what quality they have with a striker. They have Gonzalo Ramos, but he's not that good. So, okay. Oh, well. But yes.
You're
it
forgetting
said-
that they have Mr. Champions League himself.
yes, they do. They have Ronaldo. Yes, he's still there. My bad. But yes, the caption says for this match says Ballon d'Or match, winner takes all. And they are talking about Rafinha, Yamal, and Dembele. And then someone captioned that as well too and said, Nations League was meaningless when Ronaldo won it. Now it's relevant enough to be a Ballon d'Or decider. The duality of Barcelona fans. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Okay. On to the last meme of the week. this last meme is indeed about Inter Milan, sadly, and it shows a couple captions saying 1967, what happened? Inter Milan gives Celtic a treble. 1972, what happened? Inter Milan gives Ajax a treble. In 2003, what happened? Inter Milan gave Manchester City a treble. And in 2025, what happened again? Inter Milan gave PSG a treble. Actually, more of a quadruple. I think they won 4 trophies, but yeah, very sad. Very sad. Inter Milan is a charity club. They're just like Chelsea. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, well, that was the football memes of the week. Part of our rival banters. Okay, well, on to the last segment of the show, which is a very fun one, and I'm just gonna say this.
I think we have to save Jumanji.
That is sensational.
High five.
Okay, well, I was trying to find the button, but everybody, welcome to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. It's gonna be amazing, and let's go ahead and say the rules.
Hi, everyone and everybody to the Golden Goal Show football quiz. Aye, Suey. The guests will answer a series of football-related questions to test their Alpha, Beta, Sigma knowledge in football. So whoever has the most correct questions answered by the end of the quiz wins an all-inclusive tropical cruise with Big Benzema.
Huh?
Oh no. JKLOL Stinky, you get a crisp high five. Good luck, lads.
Well, everybody, are you ready?
That is sensational.
USA. Great. USA.
I think we have to save Jumanji.
I'm sorry, everybody. I have fun with myself. I like to play with my. Okay. Well, everybody, are you ready, Mr. Polino, Regino? Are you ready for this quiz? It's going to be about PSG.
Yes, gang.
Okay, thank you, gang. All right. Well, the first question is about the PSG quiz. Inter will become the 7th Italian club to face Paris. Against which of these Italian clubs has PSG never played? Is it Parma, Brescia, AC Milan, or Fiorentina? Parma, Brescia, AC Milan, Fiorentina. You have indeed 10 seconds to answer this question. Parma, Brescia, AC Milan, Fiorentina.
I'll say Fiorentina.
Fiorentina. Oh,
You guys are so cute. You should date or something. Oh.
I'll say Parma.
Okay, wow, great. The correct answer
Okay, I was
is
gonna ask, but
okay. Are you sure, Mr. Regino?
Yes.
You
Final
don't,
answer.
you don't want to go on with your date mate?
No.
That's rude. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
sorry.
sure
Sorry, Paulinho.
Neil crying right now. I hear him
That's-
crying in his car like Ronaldo. Or Ronaldo. Damn. Okay, well, the correct answer is indeed not Brescia. It is not AC Milan. It is not Rigo. You're gonna make him cry. It is not Parma. Fiorentina. Which means Paulinho got it right. You should have went with him, Mr. Regino. Sad times for you. It is 1-0 for Paulinho. Next question. What was the aggregate score of PSG semi-final against Arsenal? Was it 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, or 3-2? Again, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, or 3-2 against Arsenal. You have 10 seconds.
the total aggregate score?
Yes.
3-1.
2-1.
Okay. Well, it was not 3-2. It was not 2-0. It was not Mr. Regino, you silly little boy. 2-1. It was 3-1.
Wow.
Yes, Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal. And yes, Paulinho, congratulations. 2-0 for you. Okay, lovely stuff. On to the next questions. How many goals has Ousmane Dembélé scored in this Champions League edition this year? Is it 6, 7, 8, or 9 goals? 6, 7, 8, or 9. You have 10 seconds.
How many Champions League goals?
Yes,
8.
correct.
I will say 7.
Okay. Okay. Correct answer is not 9. It is not 6. It is not Mr. Paulinho, shame on you. 7 is indeed correctly 8. Congratulations, Mr. Virginio. You got it correct.
Wow.
Yes. He's a big boy. He's a good boy. Rare. All right, I'm sorry. Wait. Actually, since you got this correctly, I'm going to play this for you, Mr. Virginio.
Sweet baby! Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah, love that. I know he likes that too. All right.
Dude, I actually enjoy that a
You're
lot.
You're welcome, mate. It's 2-1 right now for Paulinho, but could pull it back. Next question. On the Milan side, how many goals has Lautaro Martinez scored in the Champions League this season? Is it 6, 7, 8, or 9? A similar question. 6, 7, 8, or 9. You have 10 seconds. This is your favorite player, Mr. Reguinho.
Just because I don't
6.
like him, I'm gonna say 6.
I love that. Well, the correct answer is it is indeed not 7. It is not 9. It is not 6. It is. Oh, wait, sorry. It's 9. Yeah, no one got it right. Love this. Okay, shout out to Mr. Lautaro. All right, last question. How many goals have PSG scored in this Champions League edition? 26, 29, 31, or 33? Listen again. How many goals did they score? 26, 29.
What was the question?
How many Champions League goals did PSG score? 26, 29, 31, or 33? You have 10 seconds. 26, 29, 31, 33, 26, 29, 31, 33. Oh, sorry.
29.
Okay.
33.
Okay. Well, shout out to someone who had big backing PSG. One of you did get it correct. It is not 26. Wait, who said 26?
Nobody.
Okay, good.
Sneeze.
It's not 31. Well, if you hear this noise, you already know what happened. The winner of the show is indeed, with 33 goals, Paulinho. Congratulations, mate. You have won the PSG. It's 33 goals for PSG. Wow, that's insane. How do you feel, mate? How do you feel? Very happy times.
Holy blood clot.
Okay.
Holy what?
You have to repeat yourself, Mr. Paulinho.
Piña.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Holy
Love that.
blood clot.
Well, everybody, that was indeed the lovely show. Yeah, we had a great time. We had a very good time. What we're going to talk about in the next couple episodes, milking it. Definitely milking it. Stats, team of the season, team of the toilet. Why not? The stinkers of the league. Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Yes, exactly. Mr. Reguinho, thank you so much for joining, mate.
Of course, host. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you more. Oh. And Mr. Paulinho, thank you for joining and winning, actually.
Bombaclot.
Okay, you know that. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it. Without sharing it, how else are you going to know that Acerbi, oh my god, he needs a wheelchair after that performance in the Champions League final. And Desiree Doué, he needs a crown. The Prince of Paris is what they call him now. Damn, that's a bar. But everybody, as we say in the show, in 3, 2, 1, repeat after me. 1 love.
Football.
Thank you for watching. And bye-bye.
Louis.
Oh.